For the fourth round of bags, we finish off the first floor of the Daily Bugle. So the building is done. And we also got 2 more minifigures. And we'll start with the big star here, Murdock, or Daredevil. And forgive the really ugly editing cut here, but as I was putting the video together, I realized that my red Daredevil with the red table was not working because he was all blurry. You couldn't see any of his details. So I'm just reshooting this now on this kind of black surface so you can just better see the amazing detail I put into Daredevil, because this is the very first time we get a Daredevil in minifigure form. And now I'm pretty sure we'll see some others down the road, but this is the very first time Daredevil is ever made into a Lego set, so I really want to take time and look at him because he's really well done. We've got these 3L bars for his billy clubs or nightsticks, and they got the D and the D on his chest for the Daredevil, and I really love the design that they put into the Matt Murdock character. Even the back's got some great detail, and the horns on his head are kind of like the Darth Maul horns, where they just come off and you pop it on because it's that mask. It doesn't really have any hair, but those devil horns are really cool. And in red, I could definitely see those being useful for mock work. But here's the Daredevil minifigure kind of on a black background, and hopefully this time when I edit it, you can actually see what the character looks like. Great minifigure. We're going to get back to him in a little bit when we get to our building, but we also got Amber Grant. I just hit my camera there, but we've got Amber Grant, who is another photographer for the Daily Bugle here, and she's got this little like satchel printed on her. I was actually kind of surprised that they printed the satchel on her instead of kind of giving that accessory, but this is the Amber Grant minifigure, and I was actually surprised because I know who Amber Grant is, but this does not look like the Amber Grant that I read in the comic books. But always good to get another Daily Bugle staff member, and I really like that hat piece with like the ponytail sticking out. That's kind of fun. It's a fun piece to get, and of course she does have those 2 facial expressions. But let's get to the Daily Bugle itself and kind of see what we've built so far. We finished off the front of the Daily Bugle, and for that we've got these 2 planters with some nice flower pieces here to kind of get some life and foliage as you walk into the building. And then up here we built the edge or the signage for the Daily Bugle, and we'll have the Daily Bugle stickers printed here, but I don't put stickers on until I'm ready to do my actual stop motion builds because I actually don't like stickers. I like the pure Lego piece. I don't put those stickers on until I need to for the stop motion build. So this would read the Daily Planet. And then over here, you're gonna notice this like clear kind of like stand piece. And when I was building, I was trying to figure out what this thing is. It's got those 2 round bricks, translucent clear. It's got that kind of like that crooked 1L bar with a round stud. And I was like, is this a satellite dish? What's this thing gonna be? But then when I looked in the front cover, I noticed that it's the stand, the action stand that they put Daredevil on to be jumping off the building and doing some action poses with. And they don't show you that in the instruction manual, so I actually noticed it by looking at the box cover and the cover of the instruction manual. But inside the instructions, they don't show you that that's for those characters to stand on. So that is what that little clear piece up top is for. If you remember from our last bag, we had a huge hole in the side of our building. Well, in this build, we get this little handle here, we actually build the piece that comes out. So there's the hole, and here's the piece that we build to kind of plug up that hole in the wall. So the hole's not always there. Instead, we just kind of put our piece in here and then can pretend that the whole thing is exploding out because of some villain's attack. And I gotta say, Builder Cheetah has yet to be able to pass this building by without destroying the wall and saying, "Look, Daddy, it blew up." So Builder Cheetah loves this little feature of the Daily Bugle. On the rear of the building, we put on the lamp that's going to kind of light the back entrance to the Daily Bugle so those employees can find their keys and their pass to get in the back door. And there's also this air conditioning vent, which I love the air conditioning vent, but I love the bird they put on top. So you've got this little dove here on top of the air conditioner because, if you go to New York City, there's a lot of poop on these buildings, so you need those birds. In fact, fun little trivia I learned, architects, when they're building these huge skyscrapers, have to take into account the weight of bird poop that's going to accumulate over the years. So, fun, disgusting fact that architects who build huge skyscrapers have to calculate how much bird poop is going to be on those buildings. It's not part of the Daily Bugle, but it is part of the first floor. And what we do is we have a newsstand next to the Daily Bugle, and it's a really cool newsstand. There will be a decal here that says Newsstand that we put across this 2x4 tile piece. But the newsstand itself comes with a lot of great features. Now, we talked about earlier how the no crime, no thanks to Spider Menace is kind of like today's edition of the newspaper. So we've got one of those pieces here and then some just white tiles behind it to make it look like we've got a lot of copies. You've got these translucent clear slope pieces to kind of be like the glass that you've got some magazines in, and a little counter here for the newsstands to, like, you know, ring up the customers, take the change. Interesting like play feature is this thing is actually designed to kind of fling back as if it's being destroyed, or so you can like just kind of tilt it or just have it fall all the way off. Now, interesting part about the build is when you follow the instruction manuals, it has you put these little round tile pieces with pinholes down on the base, and then you build the newsstand separately, and there's these little 1x1 plates with clip pieces, and then you put it down. But from a building point of view, it's actually kind of hard to get these to line up. I had better luck building by taking the pin, putting it into my clip, and then putting the newsstand in. I just found that easier to do than trying to get those clips to line up with the pins. But that's just my building tip. Take it or leave it. But another really cool feature of this stand is there's a little air conditioner vent in the back, so I'm glad they're putting that detail in. But inside the newsstand, I'm going to take this off so you get a better view. There'll be stickers here to be like to make these like bumper stickers like I love New York and stuff like that. But there's also a business magazine with the Kingpin on the cover. And I love this because the one minifigure, like I said, you know, I'm always going to be talking about the minifigures I wish that came in the set, but I feel like this would have been the perfect set to give us a Kingpin like big figure, because in the last bag, bag 3, we got the Punisher, and in this bag we got Daredevil. And as we all know, the Kingpin, his 3 major like kind of villains or people, or I should say the Kingpin's rivals, the ones he's fighting all the time, is Daredevil #1 and Punisher and Spider-Man. So we've got all 3 of the heroes that always go against Kingpin, him being kind of like the mobster and not a super villain. So it's interesting that we have 3 of his the heroes who fight this one villain, but we didn't get this villain. So I thought that was interesting. And a top-down view is going to show you how we finished off the top of the building to make it a modular build. So rather than having studs all the way around in the center, we've just got these smooth tile plates with a few stud connections put in there so that we can put the second floor on, and it'll stick, it's not going to fall off, but we can also easily take it off. So this is kind of how you do those modular builds. You put in just a couple studs and making most of it kind of a smooth tile piece. The other thing you'll notice is that there's this big square tile piece here, and that's like a big TV monitor that's playing in the main lobby. So you've got the Daily Planet news going on at all times. And you know, like I said, I don't do the stickers yet, but that is a very big sticker that goes there to show you the news that's going on at the moment. A lot of extra pieces this round. We've got, you know, just a Technic pin piece. We've got this little like black pie wedge. We've got 2 of the flower pieces from our flower pot, a 1x1 round plate with stud in the hole for that flower pot as well. There's this kind of this action dynamic. It's that 1L bar with the 1x1 round plate that's kind of crooked or bent. I kind of call it the action pose stick or stand. We got a 3L bar in red for an extra billy club for Daredevil. Here's that hat piece I was kind of talking about, how it works kind of like Darth Maul's hat piece does to give him horns. And then we got that 1x1 round tile with the pin. And then these 2 are not actually extra pieces. Now, when I was building, my container fell on the ground and I couldn't find these 2 pieces, but usually you get a 1x1 round plate, the 1x1 plates and the cheese wedge slopes as extra pieces, but I did not get these as extra pieces in my bag. I couldn't find them. But again, my bag spilled over, so I wasn't sure if that was just my mistake or they just didn't get any extra pieces. I'm very excited to have finished the first floor of the Daily Bugle and looking forward to getting to the second floor.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.